run numbers. I'm going to show you 2 properties I'm looking at right now. I'm going to be doing the Proforma for these properties, and you can basically see how I run the numbers as well. Now, everyone on IG, it might be better for you to jump onto YouTube Live, because on YouTube Live, you're going to get to see the board a lot better than, the angle is going to be a lot better on YouTube Live. So great seeing everybody. Hope everyone had a great week. Now for me, I'm looking into the camera and it looks backwards. Does the information look backwards to you guys on IG and YouTube? Yes. Yes, that's odd how it looks backwards. I don't write backwards, just so you guys know. All right, well, either way, even though that's weird how it looks backwards. So either way, the best way is for you guys to be on YouTube. On YouTube, it's going to be able to see the most. And, oh, actually, guys, on YouTube, it tells me that they're telling me that the information looks correct and it doesn't look backwards. So again, so on YouTube, jump on there. All right, guys, I'm going to give it another minute, 2 minutes for everyone to join the live event. And so we can go over the numbers. I really want to dig into the numbers for this 6-unit property I'm buying and the 8-unit property I'm buying. Has everyone had a good week? All right, guys. So anyone have any questions? So again, my name is Pascal Corcus. I'm here to teach you guys about finance, taxes, business creation, and investing. Any questions, I'm more than happy to help. I have a finance degree, minor in mathematics. I got a second degree in accounting, minor in economics and international business. I work for Bank of America, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Citigroup. I was head accountant for an oil distributor. So I'm more than happy to give you guys my knowledge and help you guys be successful as well. And you can run data the way I run data and then be able to come to a conclusion of what is the best financial decision. So at the end of the day, I don't really try to make a number. I try not to be emotional. I let the numbers tell me what I should do. Question is, how big are your earlobes? Not very big. I don't have big earlobes, never had any piercings. All right. Next question says, can you purchase many properties with FHA? Normally, no. Normally, it's your first deal is FHA. But after 3 years, you can go after FHA again. So, all right, guys, it's great to see everybody again. Great to see everyone on YouTube. My day's been great. Thank you for asking, Jose. Julian says, is this from the units you've been trying to purchase and are finally getting that chance to? This is actually, this one right here is the one I drove by. So to catch up for anyone who's missed it, this property, actually, you're right. This is from one of the properties I've been trying to purchase. Let's see if this works. Let me know if this sounds better. Does it sound better for you guys on YouTube? So there's been a property I've been trying to buy for like 3 years. And normally those are the properties that are the best. It's a 6-unit property, and I was driving by during a fire hydrant explosion. I slowed down, and it was good because I noticed that there's a guy on the property fixing the property. So as I drove by, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna pull over. Maybe he's the owner. I went to talk to him. Hey, you're doing a great job. It looks awesome. I own some properties in the area as well. Maybe I could use you for work. For years, I've been mailing her and have never been able to get in contact with her. If you don't mind, can I have her number as well? He's like, well, I can't release her phone number, but what I can do is I can call her and see if she's okay with giving you her number. I said, awesome. Called her. Unfortunately, she didn't pick up. Luckily, she did call back. So she called back, She said, yeah, he can have my number. Awesome sign. The fact that she's even willing to talk to me is awesome. I just got your number from Chris. I'm interested to buy your property. We should have lunch or coffee together. She said, awesome, we'll meet Monday. So I ran the numbers on the property. I got a little bit of data from the handyman. So I'm taking that data and I'm putting it up here. I then went on Property Appraiser, got more data, estimated rent costs, estimated expenses. So this way I can run a Proforma. So at the end of the day, what you're doing is if you have enough data, you'll be able to know what you should pay for the property or the maximum amount of money to pay. Because that's probably one of the biggest things to think of. You're like, wow, what should I pay for this? Well, based off of the rents, this is how much money you should pay. And based from there, that's maybe the max you should pay. And then from there, you take off the cost of repairs. And this is how you can figure out the cost of the property or the purchase price of the property. So I'm also going to be running numbers off of estimated purchase price to figure out what the cap rate is and what the cash on cash return is. Because when you start running cap rate and start running cash on cash, you can start creating a estimate of what is the value of a property. And by running the value of the property, you will then know what the market, what this average is. You're going to start doing a whole bunch of these. So by pulling 10, 20 properties in an area and doing this same formula, it's very basic, you'll be able to get an idea pretty quickly of what the value of properties are. So if you start finding properties that are giving you great cap rates and great cash on cash, and they don't need a lot of work to get repaired, then you know you found yourself a good deal. You found the best deal out of this group. So this is going to really build your foundation. These are one of the foundational things you're going to do to be able to build your knowledge. From this, you just take these basic concepts and apply it again and again. Now, I've been talking about it and explaining the concepts. So you have a good foundation. Enough talking. Let's go into the numbers. Are you guys ready? All right. Sounds good. So right here, we're going to talk about there's 6 units, and this is called a Proforma. The Proforma is basically the estimated numbers. Everyone on IG, you're going to be able to see things better on YouTube. On YouTube, they get to see a lot more, and you'll be able to see better. So I'll be answering Q&A after this. This is going to take about 15 minutes. Trust me, guys. This is something that you probably, let me say that. 99% you do not know this, and you need to know this. Because if you know this, your issue should not be, how do I buy a deal? Your question should be, how do I buy a good deal? This is how you're going to buy it. Now, for everyone that says it's backwards, on YouTube, it's not backwards. Why is it backwards on IG? I don't know. But either way, understand this concept and take notes. This is also going to be saved on YouTube. So go back again. It's all good, D. There's nothing to be sorry about. I know you're eager for your question to be answered. It'll be answered later. But this again and again. I've ran this over 1,000 times on properties. I probably ran this 10,000 times. But that's why I'm successful in what I do, is because I've studied it again and again. So when I find a deal and the numbers look awesome, wow, I found a great deal. Let's go buy it. And I buy it immediately, and I got a good deal when everyone's still wondering, is this a good deal? And at the end of the day, they lost it. They already took too long. It's done. So now, you want to see the best view? Go onto YouTube. If you want to watch it again, this is going to be saved onto YouTube. Let's go into the numbers. So the Proforma this is a current, and this is the Proforma. All right. This is an estimate on this 6 unit. I said, hey, what if I buy it for 600,000? Right? At 600,000, I would put down 120,000 down, ignoring renovations, because the renovations are going to be 80,000. I could probably get 4.99% interest. I probably can do even better than this, but I'm going to estimate high. Your Proforma should not be the best case scenario. Your Proforma should not be, oh my God, I really hope to knock it out of the park. No, your Proforma should be conservative. Because if it's good on a conservative Proforma, that means if things get better, you'll make even more money. But you should never hope to make money. You should go on the most conservative way, and then from there, if you do a better job, then you'll make even more money. So under promise, over deliver. 4.99% interest, 25-year term. I know I can get this easy And hopefully I'll be able to get even less. I probably can get 3.6% interest. But this is our example for now. The rent is going to bring in $68,400 a year. That's 6 units, $950 a month. 6 units, $950 a month times 12 months, $680,000. The taxes are going to be $12,000. This is something very important, guys. The taxes the seller tells you or the taxes you find online is based off of what the seller paid for the property and the increase in property value from there. But the property tax will go up when you buy it because you're paying more. So it's going to increase the property taxes based off of what you paid for the property. So I know she's paying like 7. I'm not going to pay 7. I'm going to end up paying 12 when they find out I bought it for more money than she did, because she bought it for half of what I'm trying to buy it for. She bought it for 300. I'm trying to pay 600 for it. Obviously, my property taxes are going to go up. And even if I pay 600, I think it's a good deal. Now, remember that most people run their proformas without considering the property tax increase, which then when they find out later they were too aggressive with the price they offered, and then they end up losing money the second year when they're hoping they can finally make money second year. So be careful, be cautious. Now, continue. Going forward, insurance is going to be about $4,000 for the property for the year. Water, sewer, garbage is $7,000 because in this property, it's all metered together, so I have to pay the water, sewer, garbage. Vacancy. I put in 5% for vacancy, 5% for maintenance. Some people are more. Some people put in less. I just said 5% for each to just keep it that way. So that's $7,000 a year in expense. 10% of this number. Now, if you're going to manage your own property, fine. Keep that money for yourself. But run your numbers like you're not going to manage it. Because either way, if you're managing it, you're paying yourself to do that, and that is a job. That is separate from your investment. When you get to pocket that money. But I just bought myself a job. So if I'm going to buy myself a job, that cannot be considered the same as the investment. They're two separate things. So total expense is $37,000. Net income is $31,000 for this property. Okay? $31,000 is the net income. The cap rate, 5.2%. If this was a large complex, 100 unit, 200 unit, 300 unit, this would fly off the shelf. This property would fetch $100,000 because these large properties go for 5 caps. Normally, small properties do not go for 5 caps. They go for like a 7 cap, an 8 cap in Florida. In New York, California, they're going to go for 5 caps and 4 caps. And these bigger properties are also going to go for low cap rates. Cap rate means capitalization rate. If you don't know what that is, Google it. This video is going to be saved on YouTube. So save it, go back and rewatch it. This is a very important concept you're going to need to remember, okay? Now, from here, what's the net income? Well, after the loan is I didn't write it up here. It's $2,800 a month. After the loan cost, it's a negative $2,000 for the year. If you're the owner and property manager, you actually made $5,000, but still, as a strict investment, it's a loss of $2,000. So why would I buy this property? The clarity and the all is better on YouTube than IG. So now, why would I buy this property? Or why won't I buy this property? Leo says you won't. McLaughlin says you can increase rents. And then it says, Dexter says, the video is mirrored so you don't see the numbers. That's correct. You can go on IG, on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm also live, and the quality is better on there. It's not mirrored. You can see it a lot better. McLaughlin is right. I will buy it because I'm planning to increase the rents. The rents are under market value. You cannot increase rents too much. Market determines rents. You cannot increase rent. Laugh out loud. So I cannot increase rents beyond market value. You are correct on that, Leo. But if it's under market value, I can. So that's one of the things I do. I buy properties that are long-term leases, and I increase the 12-month leases to a higher monthly rent amount because the market value justifies it. This property is a little different. This property is 6 units and it's in the green zone. The green zone means it's available to be, is you're able to do Airbnb on the property. So because I'm able to do Airbnb on this property, it is worth a lot more. So I then ran the numbers again saying, you know what? What if I can double the rents? I should be able to at least double the rent on Airbnb. So this, and again, I don't just use Airbnb. I do Airbnb, VRBO. We do health insurance patients. We do home insurance claims. So we have a lot of options here. So the estimated rent now is $136,800 is the new rent. I doubled the rent on the short-term rental conversion. $12,000 in taxes, $4,000 in insurance, $18,000 in utilities, because now I'm paying electric and I'm paying cable on short-term rentals. So don't forget to include that. Now, vacancy and maintenance is going to be higher on short-term rentals. The estimate should be higher. Now, again, a lot of the money that we make in the game is when we get better at reducing vacancies and we get better at reducing the maintenance costs. Do stuff right the first time. Remember, invest in the front end, save in the back end, make a lot of money. I say it because it's true. That is where you make money in this game. You make money in this game is where you find ways to save it. But you save it in the right way, not the cheap way. You invest in quality, and you're going to get quality for years to come, and you're going to make good money for years to come. Now, $13,000 is what you're going to expense for that. Now, if you, at the end of the year, you make more money than this, that's awesome. It's beautiful. That's my goal. But you must expect to spend this money. Under promise, over deliver. Property management is $14,000. Total expense is $61,500. You net $75,000. Now, 10% is your cap rate. That's a sick cap rate. That means if I buy this property for $600 at 10% and I flip it for 5 cap, I'll be able to sell it for $1.2 million. That's the estimate. I should be able to sell it for $1.2 million. Now, why do I think I could probably do that? Because a triplex down the street, $0.35 million. Now, I'm going to try to get it for $600. Now, but to get this Proforma numbers, I will have to spend an extra $150,000 in upgrades. Upgrading the property, making it nicer, putting in furniture, making it somewhere where people want to hang out is in the cap rate and in the Proforma numbers. So I'm already expecting to spend this money, and now my profit is still with that estimate, right? So 10% cap rate, I'd be in for about $750 between the loan, my down payment, and the renovations. Possibly be able to sell it for almost double, $1.35 million. Now, $41,500 is a profit with an estimation for vacancy and maintenance, with taking money out for property management. That's good money. Cash on cash, 15.4%. 15.4%. So that's awesome. You guys know what I do. I don't usually sell. I BRRRR method complexes. So you see guys online, they're talking about BRRRR methoding single family homes. I'm BRRRR methoding apartment complexes. You see guys online trying to teach you how to do Airbnb with single units. I do Airbnb with apartment complexes. So apply the same concept I'm teaching you on this bigger scale, and you can scale it back on a smaller scale. It works the same, right? That's why I said don't go for a single condo and try to Airbnb it, right? It works out for you. Because not every area can do Airbnb. It doesn't work that way. The next example I'm going to put up here is not an Airbnb example. This is going to be an annual rental example, okay? There's pros and cons to both. Whole nother video, but I just want to show you the data. All right. So I'm going to just do it real quick. I'm going to switch it up to the 8 units, and we're going to go to the next one. I'm pretty excited right now because I'm gonna actually have a meeting with that lady tomorrow morning, and hopefully we're gonna sign a contract. Another big point: always have a contract on you, because I've actually lost some deals where people agreed to sell it to me, and I didn't have a contract in that moment, and then they told someone else what I said, what we agreed to buy, and they offered like a few thousand more than what I offered. It was like, it sucks because you did all this work to get it, and then you lost the deal over a few $1,000s. All right, so this property here is $800,000. That's the estimate for the other property. The down payment is $160,000. The renovation is $210,000. The loan is $640,000. The payment is going to be $3,738 for this property. Rent is $110,000, $144,000, $192,000. So this one has three options here: 19, 19, and 19. All right, guys, I'm almost done. And it sucks because I missed out. I could have bought this property for $400,000, and now I'm trying to buy it for $800,000 compared to what it could be worth. All right, so I'm going to go through this one. I'm going to go a little quicker with this one since this one is we already went over the info, so I don't need to go as far with this. Now, this 8-unit property is close to downtown. You cannot Airbnb it, but I can probably put in 3-month medical patients, which is you can make a good amount of money from them. They pay double to triple the current market rents. $800,000 for this property, $160,000 down, $210,000 for renovations. Loan is $640,000. Again, I'm estimating high at 4.99% interest, 25-year term. This one, the rent currently is going to be $110,000. 8 units, they're about $11.50 a month per unit. For the whole year, it's about $110,000. $19,000 in taxes. The guy's currently only paying like $10,000, but when I buy it for double, I'm going to be paying $19,000. Insurance is going to be about $20,000. Water, sewer, garbage is $11,000. Vacancies $11,000. Property management is $11,000. Total expenses $71,000 for this property. Net income is $38,500. Net income divided by the price you pay, the total purchase price, gives you the cap rate of 4.82%, which is okay, but it's a negative $6,000 a year in income after property management. So it's not amazing, right? But the rent should be about $1,500 a month. It should be at least $1,500 a month for these 2-bedroom, 1-baths because they're so close to downtown. Now, $19,000 property taxes, $20,000 insurance, $11,000 water, sewer, garbage, $14,000 for vacancies and maintenance, property management $14,000, $79,000 total expenses, net income $65,400, which gives you 6.48 cap, which gives you 20.5% net income at the end of the year. It's also not amazing, but the rent growth in this area is going to be significant. I'm very confident about that. Moving forward, we have the option of doing short-term rentals as well, medical patients, so we can bring in increased rents. On that estimate, we're thinking about 192,000, 18,000 taxes, 20,000 insurance, water, sewer, garbage, 30,000 because now I'm paying for water and sewer, garbage, electric, and cable. 20,000 for vacancies and maintenance, property management, 19,000. Totals 107,000 expense. 84,000 is net income, 8.38 cap rate, 40,000 cash on cash return. 40,000 cash on cash return, which gives you 11% cash on cash. So based off of those higher numbers. This is not amazing, but it is very good for an area for aggressive growth. There's a lot of growth in this area, and there's not enough room for everybody. Given that, I believe that rent would be $1,800. So I think it's a good deal. So that is our Q&A, or that's not a Q&A, that's our educational portion for today. And now we're going to go to our Q&A. So thanks everybody for your patience, and I'm going to switch over to the Q&A part. All right. So this is new for us. Normally we don't do this, guys. So I'd love your feedback. Just let me know what you think. So what did you guys think of our educational session, the whiteboard session? All right, high fives, thumbs up, hearts. I like it. All right, thanks, Haddad. Glad you liked it. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for all the likes and thumbs up, guys, and the hearts. I appreciate it. Yes, and remember, I'm going to be saving this on YouTube, so go back and rewatch it. It's really important for you to know and understand this. Yes, Instagram algorithm is going down a lot, and that's why I'm jumping onto YouTube, because on YouTube it's a lot more consistent. Jose says you have to flip your phone so you can fix the video. I'm on my laptop here for YouTube. You're welcome, Jaden. Hey, what's up, George? All right, so now, thanks for all the feedback. NIG. All right, I don't know how to, let's see, wait. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess that works. Next time I'll make sure to do that. Julian Hernandez says, very informative and really clear. Just want to ask, what are medical occupants? If you could clarify that a bit. Also, how do you determine future rent growth in an area? So one, medical occupants are people who are coming to the area to have medical treatment done. So there is people that come to certain areas because they have very good doctors, and they come around the country to go see that special doctor. So let's just say you're by Moffitt Cancer Center. You could probably do special housing for cancer patients. And my properties, what I normally do is I make them super clean, super organic, only use organic material to clean with them. We only, we do very thick filtration systems to pull out mold, mildew, and all the allergens that can affect people's sinus and breathing. We also triple filter the water, so it's super clean. So those people will have an increased chance of wanting to stay at your place for how clean it is, and it doesn't really cost that much more money, to be honest with you, by providing that high quality. Now, how do I estimate rent growths? On average, rent growths are 3% a year, but if you're in a very high growth area, you could probably estimate 4 to 5%. Now, I've been actually raising rents on some of my properties 10, to 20% a year. So I'm doing significantly larger than market. Now I have some requests to go live on IG. I'll get to you guys shortly. I'm going to answer the questions on YouTube. Again, all the questions on YouTube get answered first, guys, and then from there, I'll answer the questions on IG. Next question we have is from John. John says, Marhaba Pascal, which means hello in Arabic. Says, I'm trying to figure out the best scenario I can get. Goal is to get a property with 3 or 5% down, live in it for a year, and then do Airbnb. No duplex or triplex or quads in my area. Now, John, I know you feel it might not have any, but you can probably find some in your area. You just have to be more aggressive with your looking and be patient at the same time. So being aggressive and patient sounds opposite, but they're not. You can be aggressive and patient, right? A strong man is patience, because it takes a lot of strength to be patient. John, should I start with a condo or a house? Why one and not the other? I'm in a tourist area that's busy from May to September. Thanks for your time. So I would try to get multi-units, and I would depend on what the market pays. So do research, see what the rent is on a house, see what the rent is on a condo, see if you can rent out rooms. All of that matters. So maybe you can if you're multi-level in your house, maybe you can make a downstairs apartment, a attic apartment, and then have a middle living section. So there's a lot of options, right? A lot of options out there. Thanks for all the love, guys, on IG. I appreciate all the love. Thanks for all the positiveness and thumbs up on Instagram. Thank you very much. Oscar has a question here and says, his question is, what do you think about buying a small house with a big lot to demolish it and build multifamily? Have you ever done one? How will financing work? So can you do that? Yes. Is it rare for that to be profitable? Yes. So in New Jersey, you can buy a small house, bulldoze it, and build a big one, because when you buy a small house for $400,000, that's basically what land value is. So you're winning. In Florida, it's rare for you to buy a small house, bulldoze it, and put a multi-unit. Can it be done? Yes, but it's usually rare for it to be finding on paper. In theory, it sounds great, but when you actually try to do it, it's really hard to make it happen. All right, guys. Thanks for all the questions. Let's see who wants to go live on IG. Oh, everyone's gone. All right, let's go to the questions. Here we go. First question we have here is, should I sell my duplex to purchase a larger multifamily, or get a home equity line and keep the duplex? I would, if it's your first property, what I did is, first, I took my duplex, and if there's additional value there, I do the cash out refinance to readjust the first mortgage at a lower interest rate, longer payment period, and lower payment. So I lowered interest rate, made the period longer, and lowered my payment. Then I went and got a home equity line of credit. So now both first and second loans are very low, and probably the first and second loan is lower than your first loan was originally. At that point, and then move into the fourplex and rent out the house that you're living in. It is a lot easier and cheaper to get a home equity, to get a loan on a 4-unit that you're going to live in. So you should basically put up the unit you're living in your duplex and move into the 4-unit. That's going to be easier for you to get the loan. All right, let's go. Remember, guys, there's a little paper plane on the bottom. Send that paper plane to your friends. Have them join the live event, and we'll go from there. What do I think of drug dealers? I think that they are business people and they pick the wrong business. All right. Diego says, I am 20 and got 13K on savings. What should I do with it? Diego, if you don't know what to do with it, my answer is don't do anything with it. Keep saving your money, invest long terms, and keep studying. Read the books I told you to read. Watch all my videos, because you have to build up your knowledge and comfort in something specific that you have a passion for, so you can spend a lot of time studying. Once you do that again and again, you are then going to be prepared to make money. Normally, the first deal you do, you're not going to make a lot of money. You need to do 2 or 3 deals. Doesn't matter if it's a stock market or internet or whatever, meaning internet sales. Doesn't matter if it's stock market, internet sales, real estate investing, flipping baseball cards. Usually take time to get good at it. So you have to have passion for it to be able to continue doing and applying energy towards it. So, great question. We got another question here from Doggo. It says, thoughts on coronavirus. Are you scared? How to prepare? So I asked a friend of mine that's in the medical field, and he said that the coronavirus has less deaths or less likely for you to die than for the common flu. All right. So a normal healthy person is not to 28 days and not known they were sick, because it doesn't show any signs that they are sick. But during that period, you can still have other people get infected with the coronavirus. So eventually someone that is old or has currently other medical issues can get affected, and then they can pass away because of their current condition added with the virus. But that's the same thing with the flu. If someone's already has a weakened immune system and then they get the flu, then it makes it very easy for them to die as well. So same thing with children. So it is not the disease itself, is no one even knows people are contaminated, right? So that is the part with the coronavirus. Do I think it's going to affect the economy? I think it will affect the economy, just because, not because the coronavirus itself is going to affect the economy. I think it's going to affect the economy because our economy is really not as strong as people are saying it is right now. And they want to blame something on it to go down. So all the CEOs are going to say, because of the coronavirus, we had production issues and distribution issues and all these other issues. So because of that, we couldn't make our loan payments, so we defaulted on some of our loans. It was the coronavirus's fault. In reality, they already had other issues in line, and the coronavirus was not a big factor. It was a small factor that they are blaming a larger percentage of the issue on. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but could it affect the psychology of people? Yes. The numbers I just ran, it could affect my business too, because if people are starting being afraid and they don't want to show up to vacation rental, going on vacation, going and staying at different places, they don't want to leave. They already have a lot of other systemic issues that are a real problem that people are going to try to blame the coronavirus on. That is my take. So if people are not buying stocks for a very high price, buying businesses at a very high price, buying properties at a very high price, and things go down, if you bought it at a more conservative price, things going down, you'll be able to handle that loss because you bought it at a conservative price. But because everything right now is selling for a very high amount, for a large sum, if anything happens, people are going to feel the effects quicker. So when I buy a property and I buy it at a deal, at a deep discount, running perfectly with no problems for me to go and for me to be successful. But if any problem pops up, I can instantaneously become, negative. So be careful. Remember, you make your money in the buy. John H. says, Shukran, Pascal. What if my personal income is not enough to qualify for a duplex? Is there other options to buy a property? Well, remember, the income of the duplex itself also adds into your personal income. So it makes it a little easier to purchase a property. It says, can you explain to us what would be the best way to go shop around for mortgages? I mean, it's pretty easy. You just call a bunch of brokers and then see what the best rate is. I mean, you can call different brokers. You can go to better.com. You can go to, I think, Own Up, and then different local brokers, and see what the best rate is. Good question. Let's see what other questions we have up here. All right. Next question we have is, what is a fair percentage to increase rent yearly? Standard percent is 3%. That is the standard percent that rent is increased, 3% a year. All right, next question. It says, do you prefer Coca-Cola or Pepsi? How does that factor into success of your real estate? I prefer Coke Zero, and normally it's a negative factor when I drink soda and do real estate because I lose my focus. Drink a lot of water. All right, let's see here. Next question we have is, what is the least amount of money needed to start investing in real estate investment? I mean, the least amount is zero. I mean, if you can find a person to put up the money for you, it's zero. Sometimes you can go and get special T loans for the down payment, or there could be community credits for down payments for you to get into certain neighborhoods and then do an FHA loan with a 3.5% down. So it's 3.5% down plus closing costs, and then they'll live in. So the odds of you getting appreciation in your property, which is where you're going to make most of your money, is very low. So that is really important to remember. It's like, just because someone's giving it away, maybe you don't want it. So I would save your money and try to get into the better areas, because the big profit you make in real estate is appreciation. That's why I said, I want to buy this property even though it's not returning a significant amount of cash on cash return, because I know there's going to be a significant increase in that market. So I'm getting some cash on cash. I am making some money in the property, but the big profit is going to be as the property increases in value over time. I do have a lot of faith in certain markets. Good question. All right, let's see. All right, Alvin wants to go live. Let's see what Alvin has to say. And finds the best deal for you. Hello? Hey, what's the question, buddy? All right. That didn't work. So, thoughts on investing in watches. I mean, you can invest in anything. Watches, coins, cars. It's really just... so I normally check with brokers and lenders when I'm trying to get a loan. I check with everybody. All right, let's see here. Do you invest in the stock market? Yes, I do have a property. I do have one stock in the stock market. I don't invest in a lot of stocks. I just am very picky on what I invest in, stocks and real estate. What are your thoughts on syndicating? I'm okay with it. I mean, I syndicate some deals myself as well. Not really syndicating in the sense of some of the larger players, how they syndicate deals. I'm more joint venture on deals. So I own, but you got to make sure the person you're syndicating with knows what they're doing, knows their market. Because if they don't, it's a problem. Because even if you're good, problems come up and you need to know how to handle it. So the person needs to be good. It's like the saying, because I listen to different podcasts and I listen to, and I listened to one regarding syndications, and they said this. They said, it looks like Instagram's having a lot of issues on the live. So feel free to jump on YouTube, and this connection is strong. It says this. It says it's better to be with a good person in a bad deal than for you to be with a bad person in a good deal. Because if you're with a bad person in a good deal, they will try to find every which way to keep all the money themselves and to keep you from getting money. Or they'll just crash the deal, even if it's profitable, and you're going to be so mad because there's so much opportunity there. Being with a good person in a bad deal, at least a good person is going to know how to handle it and make the best of the scenario. And even if you buy a property and it's not the best, and you take that property and that good person makes it better or makes the best of the scenario, that's still going to be more money to you because you improve the property and you're getting paid on your improvement. It looks like IG is really having a lot of issues. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, what other questions do you have for me, guys? We have about another 10 minutes left on our live event. All right. So be careful on investing now, right? Some people are saying buy the dips and things like that. Unless you know what you're buying, don't just buy anything and think it's going to be okay. What are my thoughts on investing in watches? That's fine as long as you know what you're buying. It doesn't matter what you're investing in. What matters is, do you know what you're buying? All right, let's see here. All right, Cameo says, any ideas to start renting without actually owning a property? Sometimes you can, what's called sublease, but it depends the market and the city you're in. Subleasing, subleasing is a good way to make money with very little down, but you have to make sure that the area allows it, the landlord allows it, they don't have any restrictions, they don't have any Airbnb restrictions, so it is profitable. But and again, you have to make sure it's going to be profitable in your area. So even if the landlord allows it, it might not be profitable in your area. So you have to check Airbnb and run your data. Good question. Okay, I have a comment on IG says, I'm a medical professional and I'm afraid of debt. I want to start my own practice. I live in Western Sahara. Taxes here are low, to be honest. So honestly, what you're telling me is you have fear and you have mental blocks. So you have to read the books I'm telling you, because first you must change the way you think. After you change the way you think, you'll be able to change your life. If you don't change the way you think, you will not change the way you act, which is not going to change your life. So the world will change once your thinking changes. You're welcome, Camille. Yeah, people are asking to go live on IG, but it doesn't seem to be working. Keeps on crashing. We attempt it again, and we're having issues. I'm going through some struggles myself right now, and kind of sucks, but at the same time, we're going to push through it. We're going to fight for, we're going to basically fight to keep growing and make things better. But what are we going to do? We can't change the negative things that are happening, right? All we can do is, it's kind of like that old saying. The saying is, you can't really complain about the cards that you're dealt. All you could do is play the hand you're dealt the best that you can. Or it's not the hand that you're dealt, it's the way that you play it. So I'm trying to play the best that I can. So Rocky, I don't know why IG is pausing. Jump onto YouTube. The connection is a lot better. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
Can you? And it crashed again. So, all right, guys. What questions do you guys have for me on there? Oscar has a question. How would you suggest increasing income to qualify for a multifamily once your income to get a loan? Guys, YouTube is a lot stronger than IG. IG is not working out very well. It keeps crashing. Jump onto YouTube. It's a lot better. So, partner. Jose says, can you talk about how to maximize your tax or deferred taxes with your rentals? Make sure that you show every single dollar in your rental income, right? That's the first step. After you do that, you then need to show all of your expenses. But the expenses you're making or you're showing, you have to take those expenses and remove them from normal expenses and change them to like improvements to the property. That way they can move from a standard expense to a value add to the property, and then you can depreciate that expense. So let me explain it better. Now, you have a water heater. You can expense your water heater for the full amount. You can say the water heater is $1,000. I'm going to write it off as expense for $1,000. But the other option, what you can do is put the water heater on your balance sheet as an asset. Then you could depreciate the water heater as an asset. Because you did that, the tax amount is the same between the two options. But when you apply for a loan, they're going to add back the water heater expense. So now your income looks higher, but you paid a lower amount of taxes. That is what's the key. If you constantly do that, you'll be able to reduce the amount of tax you have to pay. I also depreciate the building. So at that point, when I'm depreciating the building, I pay less taxes as well. So these are the ways you can reduce your tax that's owed, and still show all your money to get more loans. Thoughts on syndicating? I think it's good if you have a good person to partner with. I do joint ventures myself, and it works out as long as the partners you have are good. Cameo says, any struggling situations about renting it you've been through, like to tell us? Renting is the same thing as like partners. You have to find someone that you would want to rent to, right? If they have problems, those problems are going to come to you. They're going to try to make their problems your problem. And you just make sure who you rent to, so you don't take on their problems. Oscar says, so we only have a couple more minutes, guys, so get in your questions before it's ending. Guys on IG, YouTube's connection is a lot stronger. Things are dropping on IG. Oscar says, the answer to my question just got cut off. Do you think it will show on the final video you will post? Yes, it should show. Jose said, do you depreciate the home purchase price? Yes, I do. But so how it is say you bought the property for $100,000, you can't depreciate the full 100 because there's land value. You cannot depreciate land value. So you're going to say the home is 80,000, the land is 20. So 20 cannot be depreciated. You can depreciate the 80. The 80 is depreciable over 27 and a half years. Brandon Gordon. All right. Brandon Gordon says, what are your thoughts on syndicating? I think syndicatings are good. Again, but it depends on your partner. So I do. Cameo says, thanks for this sharing. You're welcome. I'm here for you. Next question is so we should add depreciation method for better results. Yes, you should depreciate your property and you should add in the value adds that you do and then depreciate them down. That's going to be the best for your tax return and for you to get additional loans in the future. All right, guys. I'm going to say God bless. Hope you guys have a great week. Remember, we'll go live again on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Bring your questions. Once this video posts on YouTube, I'd appreciate if everybody likes it, leaves a comment once the video is posted. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It shows that you appreciate what I do, and that's a thank you for me for what I'm doing. Hope you guys are very successful. Keep watching the videos. Please comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff, right? And this way so you guys can be successful as well. You guys Have a blessed day. See you guys Wednesday.